Hello everybody, news at 10, back again. Transfer news aplenty today. Let's get straight into it. No messing about today because there are some big transfer rumours out there in the papers and online.
It's going to be up for the next month, isn't it?
It is, mate. The January transfer window is on the way and there are, as you've seen from the title of this video, there are some crazy transfer rumours circulating. It'd be interesting to know what you think about it. Let us know. We've got two polls happening right now, so click the I in the corner and let us know your thoughts, and we will talk about De Bruyne. We're going to be talking about Salah and Bale, of course, Zaha and David Luiz as well. Let's go into the back pages. Sorry, do you want to say
and James the Football Daily. That's going to be quite an interesting.
Is that
one.
It, really? Yeah, outrageous move.
It's on the back pages everywhere if you haven't seen it.
Look, I'm just focusing on Bull Street at the moment. Who knows what could happen in the future?
Only God knows, eh?
Yeah. Right, here we go. Back pages, independent, and to be honest, on most of them, they've generally gone with the story of Kevin De Bruyne set for a new deal. Yep. Just quickly touch on the Jason Punching really one. He's been charged with assault and having a weapon after a fight erupted in a street near a nightclub in Surrey. He's got a court date on the 5th of January, but he hasn't commented on it. They've all tried to get in contact.
Why didn't he just punch him? Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. Right, let's talk about De Bruyne. We spoke about it yesterday with Pep Guardiola, and they're looking to sort of lock him down for the next 10 years, and it looks like they're trying to do the same with De Bruyne and Fernandinho. De Bruyne has got more assists than anyone else in the Premier League since he started at Man City. They're looking to give him a new sort of bumper deal, and Fernandinho as well. It's a smart move to get all this stuff done before it gets too close. Yeah,
and it's something that I suppose the opposite end of the scale is Arsenal, where they're left now with Ozil and Sanchez, where they haven't got deals. But City are on such good form right now. It's surely the perfect time to speak to the players. All the moves are great. Happy. Yeah. They want to have the conversations now, so it's a smart move from City. Yeah,
he moved for 55 million, which I was sort of, it's mad the amount of money that has passed hands in the last few years. I think at the time people would have gone, is that too much money? But bizarrely, 55 million is a bargain for someone like De Bruyne with that quality that he's got. John Terry was speaking. He's on Monday Night Football yesterday, but he's also been doing quite a lot of press because he's injured for Aston Villa at the moment. He was saying that he was being asked about the fact that De Bruyne, Lukaku and Salah, of course, were all at Chelsea, but were all deemed surplus to requirements. And if he regretted those players leaving the club. So this is one thing, this is one of the polls I've put up there. Were Chelsea right to let these players go? Because John Terry has suggested that, and I think that he's got a point. He said at that moment in time, they weren't making the team stronger.
I think the only one who you could probably potentially argue otherwise is De Bruyne. I think Lukaku at that time wanted his game time. Mourinho didn't trust him that much, and Salah, same sort of thing, just wasn't getting the game time. But De Bruyne was already ready. You know, he did go away and then come back, and then Man City signed him, and obviously he took off. But everyone could see what De Bruyne already had at that point. I think but the other two, I think, is a fair point because Chelsea's team was so strong at that point. You know,
I guess the long-term kind of conveyor belt of talent. Chelsea have so much talent in their youth squads and the players that they've recruited. They're one of the best in the world at that. The one thing you could say about it is that they've missed a trick there, because if you had De Bruyne, Lukaku and Salah in your side now, regardless of how good they were then they would be right up there with Man City, surely, because you're taking the best players of Man City, of Liverpool.
I mean, the power of hindsight's a wonderful thing in football. Like going back to United way back in the day, when we had Vidic and Ferdinand, we had to let Piqué go to Barcelona because we had Vidic and Ferdinand.
That's a good example.
When you get strong squads, top-level clubs, you are going to sometimes just have to let certain players go, which could improve your team, but you can only put 11 players in the starting 11, right?
Yeah, in the poll so far, you're saying 84% of you are saying that Chelsea weren't right to sell De Bruyne and Salah. Let us know your thoughts on that in the comments, and we'll read them as we go along. Let's move on to what the title of this video is today. Salah to Real Madrid, Bale to Liverpool. As we said, look, we're not giving huge credence to this transfer rumour at the moment because Salah is everything to Liverpool right now. He's unstoppable.
He does seem very happy as well. He gave an interview saying that he's convinced that Liverpool are on the cusp of winning the first title since 89-90. It's a long, long time. And he said he's desperate to bring the league title back to Anfield. And he's the first striker, he's not even a striker, he's the first Liverpool player since Ian Rush in the 80s to score 20 goals before Christmas.
Wow.
And he's not even a striker. I mean, it is phenomenal. He's exceeding everybody's expectations this year, and it looks like he's on to score 30 goals, which is obviously going to make a big difference to Liverpool, but until they sort their defence out, his dreams aren't really going to go any further. And I suppose that's why rumours like this will have some sort of credence.
So it's Marca, who the Spanish newspaper, is suggesting that Gareth Bale could swap with Salah. That's the second poll I've got up today. Who would you rather have in your team, Gareth Bale or Salah? I would imagine with the form of Salah and the fact that Bale's had his problems with injuries, most people would probably go for Salah. But Gareth Bale is a cracking footballer, and if you can get him right physically, then he is one of the best in the world. He's proved that for Real Madrid. So I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Antonio Giusti, Liverpool should try and get someone like Varane instead of Bale, because in attack, they are still great, and attackers are easier to replace than defenders. And that's a decent point. Mr. ASG, if anyone said they thought Salah would be this good, they are a damn liar. I think that's also a fair point.
I think that's very fair.
Mitchell Balzan wouldn't have Bale. He's a wannabe mank. Not really sure what that means.
Neither do I. Never really seen him.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Would you take that swap, or are you just if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be a little bit frustrated that it's happened with Coutinho first. So as soon as you've got a player whose quality, who is generally seen as possibly being world class, then all these big teams that come sniffing around for them. It's first happened with Coutinho, now it's happening with Salah.
It doesn't just happen with the small clubs, James.
It's not. It
happens to everybody.
Are you calling Liverpool a small club?
I'm calling QPR small club.
Right. No, but I don't think that happens at Manchester United.
Oh, of course it does. De Gea has been literally Real Madrid is sniffing about his heels for the last 4 years, and they still haven't managed to get him. But it's what happens in football when you are on that elite level. No one's really sniffing around De Bruyne because nobody can offer more wages than Man City. Nobody can offer De Bruyne anything more than what he's got at City. The unfortunate reality for Liverpool is quite a few teams could offer Salah a lot more than what they're giving him at the moment. Right.
Okay. Samuel Brooke-Williams, last comment on this one. Spanish newspapers might as well be getting your news from the toilet walls of a bookie. Well, we tried to do that, but they'd all been taken on other YouTube channels. So that's why we've gone with this one. So yeah, keep letting us know. I'm going to have a little quick vote, and then I'm going to refresh this to find out what the result of the poll is so far. But you can keep voting by clicking the I. 68%, closer than I thought it was going to be. 68% saying that they'd rather have Salah over Bale. Let's move on to Wilfried Zaha, who is lighting it up for Crystal Palace. Had a huge renaissance in the last sort of 7 or 8 games, maybe 10 games, I guess. It was 17 games played now, and Hodgson coming in after 7 games and no goals and no points. He's playing brilliantly for them, and it looks like he might be one of those players that the sort of bigger sides in the league might be going for, and 40 million is the amount.
I mean, 40 million for what is technically a Premier League proven game changer is potentially a very good deal, just like I suppose 55 million for De Bruyne at that time was very good. But you know, when Zaha moved to United, I feel like it was a little bit too early in his career. It didn't work out for him, but since he's gone back to Crystal Palace in an environment he's comfortable in a team he's comfortable in front of a set of fans who love him, he thrives. He's very much a confidence player, though, isn't he?
I think he's kind of said that himself, and you saw that he was able to kick on again once Pardew came in and sort of put an arm around his shoulder. What were the problems? Why do you think it didn't work at Man United, as much as it being sort of... Was it a quality thing, or was it an attitude thing?
I think it was a collection of everything. It was a huge move for him up to Manchester from Crystal Palace, having lived there for, I think, his whole life. Under David Moyes, it was the wrong time for him to be at the club.
Because Fergie bought him, didn't he?
Fergie bought him. He was Fergie's last signing, and if Fergie had stayed, Fergie would have just got the best out of him. But under David Moyes, it was just a bad situation for a very young player to move to a big club like United, and it just didn't work for him. Whether it was attitude, we don't know. It's all assumptions and stories. But he's proven himself by going back to Crystal Palace and showing that he has the quality. Like that Watford game, you know, Crystal Palace were out of it, and he just skinned 2 defenders twice, and all of a sudden Crystal Palace have got 3 points from nothing.
Yeah, I'm not reading that comment. Forget it.
I know which comment you're looking
at. Yeah, exactly. The Mirror are putting out this article today saying that Man City are ready to rival Arsenal. An interesting comment from, where is it? Antonio Giusti. Zaha is being used as a tactic to get Arsenal to accept City's bid for Sanchez. I'm not sure I would buy that one, to be honest. I think maybe Arsenal do want a game changer. I think he would be a good fit for Arsenal. I don't think Zaha would be the best fit for Man City because they have so much attacking talent already.
Yeah.
For Zaha, he's not going to go there and play. After it not working at Man United, for him to go to a big club again and not play again is pointless for his career.
Yeah, he's not, but you know, Zaha's good, but he's not better than Salah. So it's not Salah, Sane or Sterling. So he's not going to get in that team. Someone like Spurs, maybe he could get into that, and obviously Pochettino has been linked with him last summer.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening again.
The one thing, let me know in the comments. I'd be intrigued to know. Do you think Zaha has the potential to be better than Sterling? Sterling has played at those big clubs and done well, and obviously England as well. Zaha. It didn't work at Man United and he's gone to Crystal Palace and he's resurrected his career. But do you think with the quality he's got with a football, do you think he has a potential to be better than Zaha? Let me know. Mr. ASG, Zaha has gone to a different level the last 2 seasons, so much more effective in attacking positions. Doesn't just do random skills for the sake of it. Everything has a purpose. Majib Ahmed, Arsenal should sell Walcott and sign Zaha. I think Walcott's another one that's going to be sort of spoken about a lot. Mike Tyson saying Big Sam to Arsenal. Luke Gell, would Zaha fit Chelsea?
Well, Rory was talking about this on Social Club yesterday in terms of Willian. If anybody was to be brought in like Zaha, it would be challenging for Willian's position. And he thinks that is a feasible option going forward in the future because Willian is not sort of like the guaranteed starter he was under Mourinho. But I don't know, Zaha to Chelsea. Zaha, it feels like, you know, he's 25 now. You've got to remember that. Sterling's 23.
Yeah, so how young he is.
I know, it's ridiculous. But so Zaha, you know, technically he's coming towards the peak of his powers as a player. Was it like 26 to 29 is considered an attacker's peak years as a footballer? I don't know. But Zaha clearly has got all the talent in the world, but he does strike me as a man that really needs the right manager to get that out of him. Right now it's working with Hodgson, of all people. It didn't work under Moyes. Who could it work? Pochettino, you know, he's got the best out of so many young English talents. And Zaha's not young, as I just said, he's 25, but I think Poch could really turn Zaha into a world beater. Okay,
let's know who you think would be the best fit for Zaha if he was to leave Crystal Palace. And finally, David Luiz heading to Arsenal, according to the Express this morning.
Heard it here.
30 million, which, I can't believe I'm saying this, sounds a little cheap for David Luiz considering the amount of money that... I guess he's a 30-year-old. He is a 30-year-old, but I feel like he's got a lot of years left in him.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he does. Do you not?
No.
No?
No, I think he's probably got 2 or 3 years left. He's never really struck me as a proper, like, you take Cristiano Ronaldo. The guy's like a phenomenal athlete. And I'm not comparing Luiz to Ronaldo, but in terms of a professional footballer, David Luiz... I don't know. I think he's probably got 2-3 years left at the top level. And I think 30 million in the modern game, maybe that's fine. For, you know, it's hard to find world-class centre-backs. You saw Eric Dyer start the centre-back for Spurs against City. He's like a makeshift centre-back.
And I think it's hard to understand what is good value these days. But it would be an amazing sort of turn of events for David Luiz, who was so superb for Chelsea last year in winning the league, to fall out with Conte and then make his way to Arsenal. I'd be amazed if Chelsea were willing to sell David Luiz to a Premier League rival. Man United are also interested, but so are Real Madrid and Juventus apparently. So for me, I cannot see them allowing themselves to make the same mistake that they made with Matic and let David Luiz go to a Premier League rival. I just don't understand it.
I would be surprised as well, but as I said, I didn't think that they would let Matic go. I didn't say that, but you just said it.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd let Matic go to United, but maybe they are going to. And that wasn't down to Antonio Conte, that came from above at Chelsea, which I think is probably half the problem there.
So final chance, I'm going to read through a couple of comments and then I will reveal the results of the poll.
The big reveal.
The big reveal, so get voting whilst I'm reading them. Rogue, God, they've just gone up, hang on. Rogue Gunner says, please no, Luiz is a liability. Luke Gell, load of rubbish. Luiz will go somewhere better than that. Majib Ahmed saying fake news. Mike Tyson agreeing fake news. Dano saying very fake news. I think there could be a lot of this in January. Samuel Brooke Williams, Luiz back to PSG. No. Could be a funny one. Tosham Williams, 30 million is a joke. David Luiz offers more to the game than most defenders in the league. I think that's a good point. Antonio Giusti, Conte will leave by the end of the season, and that might lead to David Luiz maybe staying if there's a new manager that comes in. I think that's a good point. And finally, Luke Gel. Honestly, at this point, I think they've got over the falling out. Christensen is just amazing at the minute, and you can't deny that.
Yeah, that's worked out very well for Chelsea because of, you know, Craig, he doesn't come on camera much, but he has said that Christensen has been Chelsea's best defender this season, and Chelsea wouldn't have expected that, just like Liverpool wouldn't have expected Salah to score 20.
And do you know what, I like the process of how Chelsea have integrated Christensen into the team. He's gone off, and I think that's the way modern football will be now. You can't. It's rare for a 19-year-old to come into a side when they are one of the best teams in the world. He went to Mönchengladbach, did fantastically well there for 2 seasons, and then he's come back and he's ready to go, and you don't have to worry about him being able to deal with the pressure of playing for a high-profile club. Final results of the poll, but of course you can keep voting if you're not watching this live. Salah, 74% people saying that he is better than Gareth Bale, so that swap deal would not be a good one for Liverpool fans. And were Chelsea right to sell De Bruyne and Salah and Lukaku? 23% said yes, 76% said no.
Overwhelming.
So that's official. Chelsea got it wrong.
Right.
Let us know your thoughts on all the transfers that we have discussed. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to Ball Street, do it.
Come on, people. It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas, yeah, exactly. And we will see you tomorrow.